So you ask to be muted, I mute you. And then I talk to you and give you a reason to respond to me, and it doesn't mute you. But then when you go to respond, it's muted. So I file it under I love technology because we do, don't we? We absolutely love technology because it brings us together. And there are times whenever we fight it and we don't know why it does what it does. Poor Linda Pritchett, she has a time with her Claris tablet. Um, it will bring up the most random things. It will say, like, EME, you know, if this message persists, contact the administrator. Like, there, it doesn't even mean anything. So, bless her heart. She is the reason why the Claris tablet was created because we want it to be such a simple experience. And I'll be dog if it doesn't just beat her. And so we know the number to customer service for Claris, and we get them on her and get her help. So my Claris is over here beeping, and it says, "Welcome to Fun Filled Friday. We hope you enjoy the joke of the day or a fun fact." Did y'all get this morning? Because I just turned mine on. All right, let's see. Where are red pandas from? Where are red pandas from? Red pandas from.
Red Rock Mountain.
Okay, I give up. The red panda shares the giant, huh? The red panda shares the giant panda's rainy, high-altitude forest habitat but has a wider range. Red pandas live in the mountains of Nepal and northern... What kind of joke is that? That's not a joke. What? Okay. Okay, Claris, you do you, boo. I'm going to tell my phone to tell us a joke because that was wah wah. All right, hold on. Let me tell us a clean joke. All right. Well, tell it. Tell us a clean joke. Tell it. Tell us a clean joke. Well, it doesn't want to tell us a clean joke. It wants me to click on something. All right, here it goes. First one that comes up. A ham sandwich walks into a bar and orders a beer. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve food here." All right, that's all I got. Um, no real good joke. I said a clean joke. I guess I didn't say a good joke. Let's see. Tell us a good joke. A good joke. Maybe that will be one. Oh, what do you get? I like this. What do you get when you mix a Cocker Spaniel, a poodle, and a ghost? Okay, a Cocker Spaniel, a poodle, and a ghost. You ready? Cocker-poodle-boo! That's pretty good. I like that. We'll end on that, or we'll start class on that. Happy Friday, October the 10th. We have some pretty gloomy weather in Baxley. It's like the sky refuses to quit spitting water at us. And I'm thankful always for rain because it helps things grow. But I'm going to a baseball game today. And if you think I want to sit in rain at a baseball game, then you're wrong. But I have checked the weather to Cochrane, and they're not having rain in Cochrane. So I hope that is true. We'll leave Baxley behind and we will go to Cochran to watch Patrick play baseball. And then we're going to drive to Cordele to watch Olivia cheer at the football game. And then we'll come home and sleep for a little bit. And then we'll go to Vidalia in the morning to go to competition cheer for Olivia. So we're going to be busy this weekend supporting our kids, which is what we do. But listen to this wonderful thing. Tomorrow, Blake and I will celebrate 23 years of being married. And
Congratulations.
thank you. I put it on the radio this morning. And do you know what? Our local radio station is WBYZ 94.5. And I put our anniversary on the radio this morning. They do birthdays and anniversaries all week long. And then on Friday, they put everybody's name in a pot and then they draw a winner for a Dairy Queen ice cream cake. And y'all, me and Blake won the ice cream cake. So we get to have an anniversary ice cream cake. I mean, how could life get any better, right? How could it get better? We get to watch our kids do the things they love. We get to be together, and we get cake. So that little bit of rain, it's not going to dampen my spirit because life is good. So,
Amen.
23 years, y'all. How is that possible when I'm just barely 23? All right, so let's get started. I am just as hot as I can be. I've been running around like a crazy person this morning because I have to have all the things for all of those activities. Once I left the house, I had to have changes of clothes and for different seasons. And so we're leaving at 10:30. So as soon as we get done with class and I upload it to YouTube, we will be on the road headed in Sharita's direction. So Sharita, if you're in Eastman and you see me at the Walmarts buying baseball tape, because that's what Patrick has requested, that is me. It's not an illusion. I really am in Eastman at the Walmart buying baseball tape. It's not just somebody that looks like me. So if you're there, that would be so cool to cross paths. All right, so nice and warm and loose and ready to do our Tai Chi. I'm getting in my stable stance. I'm breathing the best I can. I don't know if y'all are struggling with allergies any, but they have tried to whip me the past couple days, and Mucinex and Pseudogest have been my friend. I'm going to show y'all. Y'all know this is expensive, right? Like, that's really expensive. However, if you go to CVS, they will give you coupons. So you sign up for their little, CVS customer, whatever it is, and you just check your email and they'll send you $4 off coupons every now and again. So that's the way to buy Mucinex, is at CVS with your little card. But then this stuff right here is Pseudogest. Expensive, right? Not expensive. This was $1.98 at Abundant Life Pharmacy in Baxley. And it's behind the counter because it has pseudoephedrine in it, which that's the stuff people make methamphetamines with. But we're not making that. We're trying to have nasal decongestant. But I'm just showing y'all, this right here is cheap, and it helps clear you up. So that's what I've been on for 2 days. And it's probably why I'm hot, is because it has that stuff in there. So if I'm a little bit extra hyper, I'm excited about it, and I'm high on pseudoephedrine. All right, here we go. In our stable stance, we're breathing. Let's start our warm-ups, and I'll be watching out for Gwen. Starting with our neck. I guess I can play our music, can I? The music of Tai Chi. Tai Chi. There we go, y'all. For our neck, letting our bodies relax with the slow music, reminding ourselves that our movements are slow, smooth, and continuous. We're moving as if the air is heavy. We're filling our lungs with air, reminding ourselves to breathe. It's at least our 1 hour to slow down. If the rest of the day we have to be busy and do things, at least for 1 hour we let our nervous system relax. Take our head side to side, stretching and warming up our neck. Going from neck to ankle. Maybe Mucinex will send me an extra coupon for saying what good stuff they have and pseudo jest. Let's rotate our shoulders. And y'all know I'm not any kind of doctor. I'm just telling y'all what's helping me this week. Oh, that's like a little massage you give yourself. Big shoulder circle. For our spine, let's take our ball and separate and stretch that spine. Back to our ball, and let's take it side to side, reminding ourselves that it's a small, short trip. This is our focus in our beginner class right now. Really grasping the waving hands and clouds, which I think is such a great pull-out movement to practice principle. But our beginner class has moved forward into advanced land. We started our brush knee this week. Trying not to overwhelm that class, right? All right, let's go to our lower body, starting with our hips. We're shifting weight to one foot. Heel forward, hands back, making sure we're keeping that upright posture. Really challenging that leg, holding my weight. And that's what we do in Tai Chi as we transfer weight to one leg. Yes, we're warming up our hips, but we're reminding ourselves just how strong those muscles are, holding our weight on one leg. But knowing that we have the choice to use our chair to help us with balance or even seated versions of this movement. Let's go side to side, shift, staying upright, tap, shift, and tap. For our knees, shift, weight, lift, tap, and punch. So remember, you can do these warm-up movements as long as you're practicing them with principle. You're going to get the benefits of our Tai Chi, helping reduce stress and anxiety, just kind of regrouping our minds, slowing down. Of course, strengthen our muscles through weight shifting, improving balance and coordination. Our goal is improving mobility, right? We want to keep moving. We want to be less tense and less stiff. And we can do that just by practicing these warm-ups. We don't even have to go into our Tai Chi series of movements. Step back a little so I can step forward with our next knee, warm up, shift and punch, bring it back side by side. Keep your both feet flat on the floor. By breathing, we're strengthening our lungs. Shifting weight pumps our muscles and it pumps our heart. I'm always amazed at how we can go so slow, yet it's a cardiovascular exercise. All right, for our ankles, shift and heel toe. Y'all, I've been doing these exercises before I get out of bed, these ankle exercises, in hopes that maybe it would help with my feet, because you know my foot was hurt a couple weeks ago. And I'll just say I think it's helping. Getting those muscles warmed up, the muscles of my feet and ankles, because you know, everything's connected. So yes, this is for our ankle, but it does engage our legs, it engages our feet. But just warming up those muscles before I get out of bed has been helpful. So it's always amazing to me whenever I experience what I tell y'all to do. and how warming up our muscles can be so beneficial. Even our feet, which we often forget about, these feet and ankles because they're farthest away and they're small, farthest away from our head. Side to side, big toe, little toe. I find myself doing those movements throughout the day, thinking about all those little muscles. I know plantar fasciitis is a big deal for some people. And as we have said, our bodies aren't meant to last forever. You know, God didn't make us that way. And so we got to take care of what we have. And, you know, our bodies are kind of breaking down from the wear and tear that we put on it. And what, you know, at 20, we were so dumb. We didn't know. We really didn't know. You know, when my son, who's 21, talks to me about squatting 180 pounds, I'm like, dude, I got to take care of my back, my knees, my hips. I mean, I'm not squatting 180 pounds. It doesn't matter if I can do it. I don't want to do it because I don't want to wear and tear on my body. You'll see one day, son. So we try to do what we can to protect what we have by moving it, warming up before we do any activity. So we should be nice and warm and ready for our basic 6 and advanced 6. So let's go through that. If there's anything in particular y'all want to work on today, y'all let me know. I'm going to turn around, and I may miss Gwen, but I'll turn around and keep checking. So here we go. We're getting in our stable stance, reminding ourselves to breathe, thinking about an empty step before our weight transfer, keeping a good posture, letting any tension go, scanning our body, make sure we're not holding on to any tension. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Remember that spinal warm-up. It's a small turn. Open, close. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Open, close. Adjusting for our advanced 6, starting with brush knee. Play the lute. Harry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close. Brush knee. punch. Kind of ditched y'all on the names of the movements, but I was thinking about how otherworldly the experience of Tai Chi is. How we're just in our own world of soft and like I said, the air is heavy and we're just in our own little world, going through those movements and breathing and feeling strong and soft at the same time. It's that yin and yang, you know, the white and the black, the soft and the hard. You know, it's all at the same time because we're firm in the way we're holding our bodies, we're engaging our muscles, we're appreciating strength of our legs as we shift weight, but we're moving so slowly and softly. So it's the hard and the soft. And I love that experience of Tai Chi. Let's do it again. I keep checking for Miss Gwen. All right, here we go. We get better by practicing, so let's practice. And commence. Open, close. Single whip. Remember our empty steps. Waving hands in clouds. Single whip. Waving hands in clouds. Adjusting for advanced 6. Brush knee. Carry punch. Knee. Way to loop. Carry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Open, close, and close it out. So we're more and more comfortable with what is entailed in all the moves. One of the things that I was really conscious of, and it may be because I don't have sleeves on, was how my arms are away from my body. You know how I call it letting your armpits breathe. But whenever I'm, commencement, I intentionally keep my arms away from my body, not locked down. So let those armpits breathe, which allows the energy to flow. So think about that with your movements and keeping some space there. But another thing that I was thinking of is, and I've talked about this in our beginner class, where when we learn Tai Chi, it's very choppy. And it's like learning to read, where it's D. We got to learn the sounds of D, O, G. And we kind of go D, G, D, G. I mean, we're learning it, and it's kind of choppy, and it doesn't look maybe very flowy like our goal is. But before we know it, we're at dog. Thinking about it in terms of whittling wood, how you start with a block that has very sharp corners, and then you start the process of making the shape and smoothing it out. And that's kind of where we are with our Tai Chi movements. We want to smooth out those edges. And so instead of it being like it was when we were beginners, where we kind of went up, down, in, up, out, in. That's how we learn. We learn it very choppy. And then we start smoothing the up and down, in, up, out, and in. So really be thinking about the transition in your moves starting to be more and more smooth. So now that you know what the movements are, practice smoothing it out. So let's go through it again with that in mind. All right, here we go. Welcome, Gwen. Here we go. Start it going all the way through. Basic.
Thank you. Hi, everybody.
Glad you're here. Here we go, and commence. Advanced 6. Real opportunity to sand those edges, smoothing out. Maybe you felt yourself be a little softer with the transition from one movement to another. A good start to that is in our basic 6, and with the waving hands and clouds. See how soft, like I think it goes along with that continuous movement that helps make it smooth. Because in the beginning, when we're learning and we're choppy, that's not so much continuous, right? But if we think flow like the river, soft and continuous, and just like the river, we'll take a rock and smooth it out. That's what we do with those movements. As soon as we come up, we come down. It's just soft. The edges of each transition is soft. So we can practice that in our basic 6. And then in our advanced 6, we have a lot going on. They're called advanced for a reason. But if you want to really practice smoothing out, then practice the hands of waving hands and clouds. I tell y'all, it's the pull-out movement to practice principle. Waving hands and clouds, even if you're just doing the legs to practice weight transfer and upright posture, or if you're doing the arms to practice the slow, smooth, and continuous, and the breath, and just the calming of your nervous system, because it's a circular type movement, and that's just calming to us. But to practice the edges being, it's just the perfect example, because when we first do it, we're real choppy. We're just like, here, turn, here. We're like robots. We turn, switch, turn, right? So if we just did our words, switch and turn, boom, do. It's the robot. We're officially robots. But that's not Tai Chi. And I even purposely squeezed my armpits closed to show, how far we grow in Tai Chi, where we start and where we go. But to give our armpits some room to breathe, our hands, our arms are away from our bodies. Even though we're down and we're in the hip area, we're cross body, but we're away from our body. And we turn. Switch. See the smoothness of it, even though the movement's the same, but we smooth the edges. And so that's our goal in all of our movements, is to take the edges and smooth them out. So we'll take our advanced movements and talk about how we can smooth that out. Starting with brush knee. And so I'm going to pretend this is my front and you are my left, so we can see more of what's going on top. So we have our, we're coming from open and close into brush knee. And when we reach out, there's a softness to it, right? That reach out, and as soon as we reach out, we pull here. So instead of going dun, 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 that's the choppy version. We are here, here. So as soon as we laid out forward, we started to come here. And when we got here, we stepped and then we came up and turned. So we didn't make it soft, turn and push. Again, brush knee. I mean, you're going through your lower body where you're shifting, turn the toe, shift, separate, step, shift, follow step. But we're just really talking about softening these upper body portions of the movement, making them flow like the river, as they describe Tai Chi, is flow like the river. Gentle, fluid movement, slow in tempo. And I used to have to pretend I was in slow motion, and that would help slow me down. So if that helps you, try that. Going into slow motion, brush knee. Softness and continuous. So I noticed that I was watching myself in the camera, which I don't typically go that direction, so I don't see myself. And it really goes to show you that sometimes what you're doing, what you think you're doing, what you actually are doing can be two different things. And I saw myself pulling my hand in and turning it as I got closer to my shoulder, preparing myself for that weight shift and that push. And so that was a way to smooth that corner. I didn't wait till I got up to turn. I came in and gradually turned, and then I was ready to push. So think about the smoothness of that movement. So I'm going to turn around because that's how you're used to seeing the movement. But I just wanted you to see it from the front. We're soft here. It's like one movement because it all blends together. So brush knee. Thinking about softening the corners. Don't forget to breathe too. We'll be focusing so much on softening corners that we'll catch ourselves holding our breath. I caught myself doing it. That's why I said it. I was focusing on soft, 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 and I was like, breathe, breathe, breathe. Just, Tai Chi is so dynamic. It teaches us so many things. And we can focus on one thing at the time and gradually get good at all of it. But again, brush knee. And then the soft transition to play the lute. So we pushed out, and we know play the lute is here and then here. So to soften up that transition, here's the end of brush knee. There's the step back. And as soon as I turned, I started moving my hands to pass each other. So I've pushed, I turn, I pass, follow step. And you see that follow step movement. It's like a rest a period at the end of that. And then once you hear, then you turn and go into parry. Parry. It looks like I'm in slow motion. And punch. See, I went to my front pocket, not my back one. And then here, and then separate back. I always do this when I block and close. So I come back with my hands, and then I, again, that period at the end of that movement. And then I step and push, and then it's just a rest at the end. So don't rush to get to that next thing. Soften that edge. Even when I do play the lute, I can see sometimes it's here, boom, and then turn. Turn. There's that pause and that push to the front. Open, close. So that's our thing today, is softening the arms. Y'all have any questions? Okay, I'm going to go back to our song. Well, no, I take that back. I'm going to let it play. But let's just do our advanced movements. Not to disrespect our basic 6, but to give us some more practice with our advanced movements in softening those edges. So I always start over here on our advanced 6 because I go that way, and then I land over here and I go this way. So starting with our brush knee, going to the left. I know we got so many principles, but today we're just focusing on softening the transition movements from one place to the other, and hopefully breathing while we're doing it. Now here we go. And brush knee. Parry punch. Brush knee. Play the lute. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. All right, practice it again. Brush knee. Play the lute. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. brush knee. Play the loop. Parry punch. Lock and close. Push the tiger. Something is always moving, isn't it? And that flowiness, you really feel it when you start smoothing out those edges. And a big part of it is knowing what's next. If you're still choppy, that's fine. You're still learning what's next. If you're not sure what's next, then I highly recommend making a list of the movements. And I don't have those in front of me on a poster. I have part 2 movements, which if y'all want to dive into part 2 in the next coming weeks, because we're at the halfway point of class. But this is an example with part 2, having all the names of the movements. Brush knee right, leisurely tie the coat, open close, or leisurely tie the coat right. So it just takes you through, and that helps be your brain. So it's just what we were talking about with waving hands in clouds, letting your cheat sheet be your brain, so you don't have to think, oh gosh, what's next? Oh, what direction? Our advanced movements are pretty easy because we're in that direction, and we do it all one direction and then we go to the other side. But having a cheat sheet that says brush knee, play the lute, parry punch, block and close, push the tiger, open close, brush knee right. So you can say to the left, to the right, and list them out. And then if it's even more helpful to add in the words that we often say, or that I say to y'all, and it can become your inner dialogue as you go through the movements. We're at advanced 6. Lay hands or reach, separate, prepare, up, turn, push as I shift weight. Step, turn hands, shift as they pass. Whatever words that you need that can help trigger what you're supposed to be doing. That's how I practiced for a long time, is with cheat sheets on a piece of paper on the wall, taped to the wall. And the more you practice, the better you'll get at it. And before you know it, you can do Tai Chi and you don't even think. You can tell a story about squirrels burying acorns and still do Tai Chi because you just know it that well. It's just ingrained in you. But you gotta start basics. You gotta cheat first before it comes second nature. So let us go through all of our moves. It's 9:53. Gosh, this music is so pretty. And that's our part. That's our part 1 and part 2. All right, here we go. Basic and advanced. Commence. Advanced 6. We got time to do it one more time, then we'll cool down. Hopefully you're feeling more and more smooth. Yay for getting better, right? Yay. I like it. Let's give
Yes.
ourselves a good fist massage on those legs. Yeah, today my pants are baggy. They allow me to lift those knees up high. Oh, y'all, we have made it the week. It's been a great week. Miss Gwen, you weren't on earlier when I told them that Blake and I's anniversary is tomorrow, 23 years.
23.
Yes. And
Wow. Congratulations.
thank you. And I put it on the radio this morning, and
Oh,
we won a Dairy Queen cake, a Dairy Queen ice cream
you.
cake.
Oh, that's special.
I love me some of those little. I don't know if y'all have ever had a Dairy Queen ice cream cake, but
Oh, yeah.
those little chocolate bits, man, that's some good stuff. Let me finish class and I'll tell y'all what I did one time. Breathe and inhale and exhale. We have our right fist representing our strength, and our left fingers together are humility. Our our left fingers together are friendship, our left thumb are humility. We put those together in mutual respect. We say namaste.
Namaste.
Let me tell y'all, when my kids were little, let's see, I can't say the exact age, but I'm guessing Patrick was about 6 and Olivia was about 3. I'm just guessing.
Mm-hmm.
I loved a reason to get a Dairy Queen cake. So I went to Dairy Queen and had them. I thought I paused this. I went to Dairy Queen and had them make a cake that said, "Congratulations, Patrick can read. Olivia can pee in the potty." So
Wow.
we had cake for Patrick learning to read and Olivia learning to pee in the potty. So that was probably a first for the Dairy Queen people.
Oh, for sure.
But
Oh, for
anything
sure.
for an excuse to get ice cream cake. So, anywho, well, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. It's going to be a long weekend for us at our office. We have Columbus Day off. And
Oh, okay.
ask me what I'm going to do Monday. I don't know, but it's going to be whatever I want to do.
Oh, good,
Actually,
good.
that's probably not true. It's probably going to be whatever Olivia wants to do because she's off of school too. So,
Oh, good.
but that's okay. I'm not complaining. All right. Well, y'all have a great week. I'll see you either Tuesday or next Friday.
Okay.
Making sure that, yes, we're on the schedule. No reasons to cancel class. But y'all take care and let me know if you need me, okay?
All right.
All
Love
right.
you guys.
Love you.
Have a great day.
Love
Have
You
a
too.
great weekend. Enjoy your anniversary.
Thank you.
Happy
It's a blessing.
anniversary.
It's a
Thank
blessing.
It is. I
Yes.
appreciate it. Thank y'all. Bye.
All right. Bye.